Rebecca Brand, and today we're gonna make a flatbread pizza with pesto and grilled artichokes. And then we're gonna top it with our chicken. We're gonna start with a super fast dough. And the dough has flour, water, sugar, yeast, salt, olive oil, our chicken, our grilled artichokes, the pesto sauce, and mozzarella cheese. To make the dough fast, we're starting with 1 cup of hot water. Ouch, it's perfect. So as we pour it in, it's cooling down and it's going into a cold bowl. To that warm water, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of white sugar. That's gonna feed our yeast. 1 tablespoon. The yeast is gonna eat that sugar and grow and get really frothy. Adding a tablespoon, the party's gonna happen faster. And my oven does best at 425 degrees, and that gives me a really nice bottom of my crust. It's been 5 minutes, and boy, this really happened with the foam. So add to that 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Stir it around, and this is the trick to getting your pizza dough mixed fast and by hand. You add 1 cup of flour to your bowl at a time. We mix it up really good. This little method is the one I figured out to get my dough smooth in a hurry. So by mixing 1 cup at a time, it doesn't like spill flour all over the counter and make a big mess. So we're gonna add in our 2nd cup. So I'm gonna be stirring it while I add that flour. Now check that out. It is already a big ball, but it's a sticky ball. Here's my 3rd cup, shake, shake, shake. As we sprinkle in a little more, at this time, I grab the dough and I just punch it down. I make it all flat and then just kind of fold it in on itself and squish it down again. If you're a kid, you're gonna have a party with this. Flip it over, a little more flour until the flour's all gone. It is so fun because that dough is warm. I can feel it. Because I'm getting all that surface area on that dough, more of the sticky part comes up. And when the sticky part comes up, I can press the dough in it. So okay, fold it in on itself. So when I get it all exposed, I shove it back into the flour on the bottom of that bowl. You don't want it too stiff. You want it really elasticy. But if it's sticking to your hands like that, you're gonna need some more flour. A little bit at a time it goes until it's not gonna be sticking to my hands. Scrunch it inside. I added enough flour where it's not real sticky, we're gonna make a ball. Now that little ball is gonna have a little rest in that bowl. I had put some plastic on this bowl to keep him all moist, and he is. And look at that. It really rose well. This recipe makes about 4 flatbreads. So I'm taking about the size of my fist of the risen dough. So put a little flour on a board. Since that stone in my oven that's been heating up is square, I'm gonna try to get my flatbread to be square. I'm using a little baby roller today. I'm putting some flour on it, roll it out. Your goal is to get a really thin flatbread. It's gonna rise some in the oven. So press as you roll it. I'm gonna cut them square. Now, this extra dough is gonna be for another one later. We wanna pre-bake them because we wanna make sure this is a really crispy flatbread crust. Okay, so you might get 2 spatulas to do this part. But here we go, let's stick them on that stone. There, he just slides off the board and onto the stone. Perfect, now that's gonna be in this oven at that thickness for 5 minutes. So while that's in the oven for 5 minutes, let's get our pan hot because we're gonna halfway cook that chicken so it's not raw in the middle. So for 1 pizza, all you really need is 1 chicken breast. Make them pretty small. You want that chicken done in the 5 minutes that your bread is taken to par bake. That's one of the secrets to get to the finish line fast. So into that pan that's been on high for about 1 minute while we chopped our chicken, I'm putting in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And in goes our chicken in 1 little layer, so all the little surfaces of the chicken get hot and cooked fast. And to that chicken, I'm adding just a pinch of salt. That's probably a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now don't touch it. The object of this part is to have that chicken be browned on one side. So that's going to cook probably only 1 to 2 minutes. So I can tell this is ready to flip because I see a little brown in that pan. So I use the 2 spatula method. I go underneath and I flip it. See, isn't that beautiful, the crispy brown there? I'm ready to turn this off and the heat in that pan will finish it up. It's been exactly 5 minutes. Let's get that flatbread out. And we see that that's a beautiful brown that's happening. It's like a little cracker. I want a really pesto-y tasting flatbread. I like my flatbread with a lot of cheese on it, so I'm putting 1 full cup of mozzarella on it. Next, we're gonna add our chicken. It has finished cooking in that pan after we turn the heat off. I'm even putting the oil because that little olive oil is a great topper for my flatbread pizza. I like to use at least half a jar per pizza of the grilled artichokes. We're gonna pop this back in the oven for 5 minutes just to melt the cheese. It's been exactly 5 minutes and oh man, that looks awesome. What a quick midweek dinner. Let's try it. That is amazing. Subscribe to my channel and let's keep making great things in the kitchen. Bon appetit.